and Accuracy Coordinator, Dr. Pushpa Purswani. The session series was started, and today we are going to see the subject course Indian economy. To give guidance and idea about the subject and how to prepare for the exam, with us we are having the eminent person, Dr. Priti Ghag. She is Gurukul College, working in Gurukul College as an assistant professor since 2000. Madam got his PhD in economics from Madurai Kamaraj University and a double MA in economics from different university. She has published many books, journals, and also in international and national journals. Madam's books is from Business Economics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is for all the semesters she have given. His work, his knowledge, which will be helpful to many students who are studying under Madurai Kamaraj University. The publication was done in one of the publication of Madurai City, Mritaj Sanjeev publication. It was our pleasure to introduce ma'am and have her here to help you and guide you and give confidence to face the university exam of BCom Accounts and Finance. Over to you.
Thank you, madam. First of all, I would like to thank S.S.T College of Arts and Commerce, Principal Sir, the Department of Accounting and Finance, the all staff that giving me this opportunity once again for guiding your student for Indian economy. Yes, students, you all know that I am teaching this subject since last 10 years. So I will definitely assure you that if you just go through this 1 hour session for the Indian economy paper, it will help you to score a very good marks for this subject. Okay. So ma'am, I'm going to start the session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So first up, I would like to share the PPT. 1 minute, ma'am. Madam, screen
Yes,
sharing?
ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
It's visible now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, student.
Ma'am, the PPT pages. This.
PPT is not seeing, ma'am.
Zoom page it was there.
1 minute. Sharing.
You are
what
correct,
I have.
You correct, ma'am. You just share it, then go to.
Acha. 1 minute, madam. What I have to do?
Share screen.
Share screen. Acha. TYBAF PPT share.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
PPT screen.
Now I have to hide this, correct?
No. You just from beginning slideshow. Slideshow.
No, slideshow, but I have to start because I have to only see this PPT on the screen.
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Correct, na?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to start the presentation. Correct,
yes,
ma'am?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, from module 1. Correct, na?
You start slide showing from beginning or from slide, current slide. You click it. It was in PowerPoint page.
Now it's showing?
It was in PowerPoint page, but not showing slideshow.
See now, chapter number, module number 2.
No, ma'am, it is not. Please go
not
back.
Showing. 1 minute, 1 minute.
Yes, yes.
So I have to do stop 1 minute.
Slide share.
window or entire screen. Now, madam, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Very good.
Okay. So can I
Yes.
start the session?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, chalo. So students, now listen. So this is your business, Indian economy paper number 3 for the semester 6, correct? So before you start any subject, you should know that how many topics are there and how many modules are there. Now listen. In this paper, you already clear that this Indian economy paper you have to attempt for 75 marks. Now, the entire syllabus of this paper is divided into the 4 modules. सबसे पहले you should know that कि how much chapters you have to learn. So, in this economy paper, the pattern is fixed. So, accordingly only you have to learn. Okay, so entire syllabus is divided into the 4 module. See, this is the module 1, this is module number 2, module number 3 and module number 4. So सबसे पहले you should know that ये चारों module we have to learn for the exam. Now every module have a chapters. Okay, so जैसे कि हम लोग देखेंगे in this module 1 you have total 11 chapters. Okay, the chapter number module number 1 is covered a 2 sub module. The one is the introduction and other one is the agricultural sector. Yes, so in this introduction you have a 5 chapters. One is demographic features, poverty, income inequality, unemployment, and urbanization. Same module 1 also have a sub module that is an agricultural sector. Agriculture sector में what you have the chapter name, chapter number 6, institutional structure, technological changes, agriculture pricing, agricultural finance, agriculture marketing, and national agriculture policy. But I will suggest you in this module 1, rather than reading the other part, see, it is your call. You learn both the module, both the chapters 1 to 5 and 6 to 11. But दोनों chapters का group पढ़ने के बाद you have to decide कि which session you have to attend or you have to select for the final exam. But preferably maximum students is going to they were selected this chapter 1 to 5 chapter introduction, because these 5 chapters are very easy, the limited questions, so you can easily cover and use easily remember for your exam. So first to 5 chapters I am going to tell you कि you focus on this first to 5 chapters, because definitely 15 marks paper will be there for your will be there in your exam. The module number 2, which is the industrial sector. The industrial sector have a 4 chapter. There are around 4 chapters. The growth and pattern of industrialization, industrial policy of 1991, public sector enterprises and disinvestment, and small scale sector problem and prospects. Okay, now listen. Out of these 4 chapters, again, if you learn this आपने already, I hope so, you already started your preparation. So ये चारों में से the all chapters 4 are based upon industrial sector. Like एक तो clear है, you are learning Indian economy. So we are not we are not studying about the international aspects. We are not studying about the micro and macro. We totally focused on our economy. How India grow from the independence till today. So industrial growth अपना कैसे हुआ since from the beginning. So we can say the before 1991 and after 1991. So जब हम लोग ने 1991 में we are introduces the new economic policy. So that is the things you have to learn under this. So one thing is clear, student. This semester you will find or you will come to know more about our Indian economy, that how you grow, how our economic grow from the beginning till today. So it's a very interesting paper. So whenever you're going to sit to study this paper, you have to be very optimistic, or we can say normally students behave like this कि यार this is economics paper, theory paper है, बहुत lengthy है. But I am sure if you learn properly, this is a most scoring paper. Because see, if you go through the paper pattern, if you go through the last year question paper, you will come to know the questions are repeated, the same questions are repeated. So if you just focused on the few questions which is important from your exam point of view, and if you write it very presently, like whenever you are saying, see, the small part I'm covering over here, जैसे कि when you're writing one answer, what was the expectation of the examiner? See, we want introduction of that question properly. So introduction for every question, you don't have to prepare separately. See, when the question is regarding to industry, take the simple example. When the question is from the industry, then you have to take the common introduction for the entire module. That when our industrialization started, what was the main economic policy, when it was introduced, who introduced, then what are the main features of our industry. Introduction to be covered 3 to 4 lines. Then what you have to do, you have to write the points up, write the points. You can write the points in a different way. You can make a tree chart, you can write it in one by one. You have to attract the examiner that yes, I know the points and these are the points. So you have to write the points initially, so that examiner, when he is going to assess your paper, that we also sure here is the students knows everything. So when we are going to read your introduction, we will come to know the deepness of your answer, the content of your answer. So we will become the examiner become very happy by reading your answer. After that, what I said, you have to write the points very neatly. So there are the students, I saw the papers, they who make a circle. जैसे we know ना PPT presentation में there are the different graphics. So like that you also can write the points into the graphics. That doesn't means कि you have to do drawing and everything, because see, we don't have a time. It's a theory paper, and within a time you have to complete your paper. So while writing it, you can write into the numbers, that is also good, or you can make a tree chart. Just you can write the industrial policy 1991, these are the main bullet points, you can just write it down. That is also up to you. But what was my point, you have to write the points by numbers, and then you start take one point explanation, second point explanation, and lastly you complete the answer, complete the answer with the proper conclusion. So this also you have to remember. So this is the expected answer from the student. Okay, so what is my point? From this module 2, there are 4 chapters. So 12, 13, 14 and 15. All the chapters are related to the industrial sector. So the growth and pattern of industry, where you have to see how the Indian industry is growing from the beginning till today. Then policy of 1991, then public sector enterprises. That again you have to see कि ये 4 chapters आपको पढ़ना ही है. There is no other alternative. Then we come to the module number 3. The module number 3 is the service sector. Again, see, this module is divided into the 2 sub-modules. The one is related to service sector and other one is related to the external sector. Now, again, I am telling you, this is again the optional. You can do 16 or 17 chapters, or you can do 18, 19, 20 or 21 chapter. So maximum, I am into say 100% of the students are attempting 16 and 17 chapters only for your exam, because students mentality is like that, are 4 chapters rather than I can go to the 2 chapters. So it is true, it is correct. You can focus on chapter number 16 and 17, and remaining 4 chapters you can prepare for the objectives part. You have to, you can't leave this chapter, it is there in the syllabus, means ऐसे नहीं कि you can just leave it. You have to learn the objective section of this module, but 16 17 you have to do thoroughly all the question. Then the next one is what, the module number 4. The module number 4 is money and banking, where you have to learn 22, 23, 24, and 25. All the 4 chapters again you have to learn for your final exam. Again, there is no option, all the chapters. So simply मैं कहती हूँ ना कि if you go through the syllabus, agriculture 6 to 11 chapters, सीधा 6 chapters you can leave it. You can only do the objective part from the 16 to 11 chapters, and from the recent trends of banking, insurance, healthcare, and industry. Again, you can do the उसमें से you can do only the service sector, and remaining the that also you can the external sector, the entire external sector you can omit. You don't do the theory question, but you just do your objective part from this session. So this is the general guideline that what chapter you have to cover under this paper. So what I said again, I'm just repeated. In the module 1, you have to do for theory part, I'm saying, for theory section, for question and answer, you have to do first to 5 chapters, then 12 to 15 chapters, then 16 and 17 chapters, and 22 to 25 chapters. These chapters you have to focus for your theory portion. Okay. Now, इसमें से भी, now we are moving towards. Okay. अभी इसमें से what we have to learn. Now we are focusing to module number 1. इसमें से there are 5 chapters. Okay. Now which is the important question which you have to learn from this module? Okay. So now सबसे पहले for going to the question number 1 which you have to learn from this module, everybody knows the question paper pattern. Question paper pattern. Now you have to attempt the theory paper. Okay. So जैसे semester 5 you already attempted the theory paper, like that this semester also theory paper hai. Theory paper pattern that you know, it's a 75 marks paper. 75 marks ka bifurcation also, you know that the 15 marks objective. In this 8 marks you have to attempt fill in the blank, that is a MCQ. 7 marks true and false. So 8 MCQ, 7 true false. So 8 plus 7, 15 marks का आपका objective आएगा. So according to me, your first target should be to score 15 out of 15 marks in MCQ and true false. तो अभी सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन आता है, मैडम आई वांट टू स्कोर 15 मार्क्स, व्हाट वी हैव टू डू? यस, फॉर दैट you don't have to do any other extra work. Whatever questions, like whatever chapters you are reading, from that chapters only your MCQ will going to cover. So you don't have to do extra thing. But see, listen, there are the number of publication books available. Like someone, like I do, someone is doing Vipul publication, Indian economy. Some students are using Manan publication, Indian economy. So I am going to suggest you go through all objectives from both the books. Just refer all objectives. Just say today you learn demographic features. You learn module number 1, demographic features, poverty, income, unemployment, urbanization. Once you read all the chapters, all the questions, you are now easily able to solve MCQ and true false. So what you have to do after learning the question answer, you just go through the MCQs and true false from both the book. So आपका revision हो जाएगा. And because see, normally in economics MCQs are quite twisted, so you can't judge the answer. You find all 4 are the correct answer. So you have to just do the practice to solving the MCQ. Okay. अभी उसके बाद जो आता है MCQ के बाद your question number 2. Your question number 2 is always from your module 1. Module 1, the AB और CD. तो अभी इसमें से जो AB पार्ट है वो आता है इंट्रोडक्शन में से, और CD जो पार्ट है that is come from the agricultural sector. So you have to see that कि मुझे ज्यादा से ज्यादा मॉड्यूल 1 पे इंट्रोडक्शन यू हैव टू लर्न. सो ये पांचों चैप्टर्स, रिमेंबर स्टूडेंट, अकॉर्डिंग टू योर पेपर पैटर्न you can't omit a single chapter. You can't omit a single chapter. No. According to me, you have to learn and cover all the chapters from the introduction. आप एक भी question इसमें से मत छोड़ो, आप सब पढ़ना है, because already we are going to leave that 6th chapter of agriculture. So demographic features, poverty, income inequality, unemployment, urbanization. That is question number 2. AB will come from the introduction. Then question number 3 is come from the industrial sector. इसमें से AB part and CD all 4. तो ये चारों chapters आप cover करोगे, then you can able to write AB or CD. It up to you कि what you have to attempt. You whether you have to attempt either आप AB करो or you can go for the CD. It is 7-8 marks or 8 or 7 marks का ये आपका paper pattern रहेगा. Again, I am telling you what I told you about the answers. We are expecting the same way your answer. If you are able to write the introduction, points, explanation, conclusion, definitely out of 8, we are going to give you 6 marks, definitely. But don't write general information. Be specific about the question. Be specific about the data also. Okay. Now, whenever the question is required data, जैसे growth and pattern of industrialization is the question. Explain the growth and pattern. Then you have to write the data where you have to show how our Indian industrial sector grow, the percentage of growing that you have to mention. Just theoretically, if you write it down, that will not give you the good marks. Whenever the need of the question is the extent hai, data पूछा है, you have to write the data, you have to show the data, and you have to highlight it. So that is one more point, huh? Whenever you are writing any data, you have to underline that. See, if it is in table format, then teacher can easily visible hai, teacher can easily check, while checking they can see the table. But if you are writing something into the theoretical part, data mention kar rahe that Indian economy is growing from this percent, our growth rate is this, our population is this, our national income, our GDP. When you are writing in the theoretical part, just do the underline at that time only, because number of the students what they are thinking, madam, first we will complete the paper and last 10 minutes we are just going to decorate it by giving the highlight, by giving the underline. But listen, when after completing the paper, you don't have, you're not sure your paper is going to complete before 10 minutes. So better don't take any risk while writing it. That time only you find that this point is necessary, teacher को ये पढ़ना ही चाहिए, teacher have to read this because it will give me the additional marks. Immediately do the underline to that part. अंडरलाइन करो, कोई ईयर मेंशन कर रहे हो, कोई डेटा मेंशन कर रहे हो, कोई कमिटी का नाम लिख रहे हो, कोई चेयरमैन का नाम लिख रहे हो, व्हेन यू फाइंड इट कि दिस इज नेसेसरी कि मेरे चेकर्स ने इसको चेक करना चाहिए, अंडरलाइन उसी समय करना. बिकॉज व्हेन यू थिंक एट द एंड आई एम गोइंग टू डू दैट, सम टाइम क्या होता है, यू आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर own handwriting, you are not getting it and last 10 minutes it's so panic कि आप वो ढूंढ ही नहीं पाते हो. So better immediately do the underline. Okay, so ये चारों chapters it's require under the module 2. Then there is a module 3. Again I told you this is question number 4, 16 and 17 AB and 18, 19, 23 इसमें से आता है CD part. So it is up to you, but accordingly me just focus on 16 and 17. There are around 4 questions of, sorry, 5 questions. Just read the 5 questions. Nature and scope of service sector, nature, trends of banking, trends of insurance, trend of healthcare, trends of tourist. पांचों पे फोकस करो. आपको उसमें से 4 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, sorry, आपको 2 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. यू कैन इजीली अटेम्प्ट दैट एंड यू कैन स्कोर अ वेरी गुड मार्क्स. So module 3 service sector focused on the service sector, banking, insurance, health, which is the question number 4. Then module number 4 is there for question number 5. Question number 5 is always come from the module number 4. Question number 5 is divided into the 2 part, AB and CD. CD में क्या आता है? Short notes आता है. Okay, so normally if you don't want to attempt the short note, आप 5 question number 5 AB करो, ये चारों चैप्टर्स करो, उसमें से श्योरली आपको ए और बी आएगा ही आएगा. बट देयर इज ऑल्सो अदर ऑल्टरनेटिव कि यू कैन अटेम्प्टेड द क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 का short note wala part, where you have to write any 3 short note, where you have the 5 short notes were given. आपको उसमें से any 3 you have to attempt. So it is up to you कि 5 marks का 3 attempt करना है, or you can go for this module. So this is your entire paper pattern, syllabus, and what topics, what you have to learn for your exam. It is clear. I hope so this clear to you, that what you have to cover for your final exam, which chapter you have to give the focus, and which chapter is come into the which question. ये भी आपका ये पेपर में everything is given. Everything, nothing is surprise. Everything is given. Module number 1 is always come for question number 2. Module number 3 is always covered under the question number 3. Module number 3 जो है वो question number 4 में आएगा, and module number 4 will be covered under the question number 5. So it is given. तो ये आपके ऊपर है कि what module you have to which chapters you have to select, and आपके ऊपर है. बट अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू कि यू डोंट हैव टू लीव एनीथिंग. चारों के चारों सारे चैप्टर्स आपको पढ़ने ही है. ओके, सो नाउ वी आर मूविंग फर्दर. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू explain you in short, in brief, the important question which is repeatedly asked in your paper. अभी जैसे मैंने बोला that module number 1 से you have to learn the introduction. इंट्रोडक्शन में आता है डेमोग्राफिक फीचर्स. इट इज कवर, देखो introduction, it's covered demographic features, poverty, income inequality, unemployment, and urbanization. In this question, the first important question in this chapter, the first important question is demographic features of India. The most important question from your exam point of view. Every year, most of the time, 99%, the question will be there in your paper. So when we are very sure कि demographic features of India, outline the profile of India's population, इससे करके questions आता ही है. तो we are sure कि ये question हमारे एग्जाम में अब तक आया है, मतलब there are the bright chances the question may be there. So you have to see कि मुझे ये क्वेश्चन को बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करना है. ओके, सो हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू राइट. सो हियर यू हैव टू डेमोग्राफिक फीचर्स ऑफ इंडिया. अगर ऐसे बोले व्हाट इज मीन बाय डेमोग्राफिक फीचर्स, you have to tell the features of India's population. So we know that this question is going to come surely in your paper. I have to write this. Now it is up to you कि आप इसको कैसे प्रेजेंट करते हो. सबसे पहले when you are saying demographic features, you have to add the data. So यहाँ पे when you are going to write any point, जैसे आप point कोई आप point बता रहे हो, when you are just explaining one point, again you have to write the data. आपको जहाँ पे mention है वहाँ पे उसका data you have to add it or you have to write it. आपको उसको compare करना है. जैसे यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ डेटा दिया है, but you can add it. जैसे 1951 India's population, आप एक bullet year ले लो. You have to compare the population of India since from the beginning. Demographic features हमें बताना है. So आप क्या करो, एक point ले लो, rate of growth of population, जिसमें आप बताओ the growth rate of India's population is 1.7%. Where we find there is high birth rate, low death rate, and total population of India in the current year. So rather than telling only the current year data, if you have a capacity to learn, show the data of 1951, 1991 एंड 2011. आप वहां तक 3 हिस्सों में वो डेटा को बाइफर्केट करो. सो यू कैन ऐड द एक्सप्लेनेशन कि 1951 में आप पॉपुलेशन इज दिस मच, 91 में दिस मच, एंड 2011 में दिस मच. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू करंट, इफ यू हैव एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन, यू कैन ऐड 2021 का डेटा ऑल्सो. सो इट विल गिव यू द एडिशनल मार्क्स. सो इस तरह से यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन द डेमोग्राफिक फीचर्स ऑफ इंडिया. जैसे आप यू कैन राइट द रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ, age composition, that India's population is divided into the different the divided age wise. सो जैसे हम लोग कह सकते हैं 1 to 15 years, 15 to 59 years, 59 years and above. अगेन हियर एज कॉम्पोजिशन में उसको एक्सप्लेन करो. राइट द टेबल, टेबल में डेटा डालो, 1991 का डेटा डालो, 2011 का डेटा डालो. द प्रीवियसली द पॉपुलेशन एज ग्रुप में इतना था, अभी इतना है, कंपेयर करो. सो यू कैन एक्सप्लेन दिस. डेंसिटी ऑफ पॉपुलेशन थर्ड पॉइंट में लिखो, the number of people living in per square kilometer area, that is density of population. So जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे mention किया है, the 1951 the density of population is 117 person living per square kilometer area, which is increased to 382. इस तरह से you have to mention. So this answer will definitely give you the good marks if you present it point wise, table wise, and if you compare the data in between years, definitely आपको अच्छे marks दे के ही जाएगा. The next one is what? The sex composition. How many are male? How many is female? The rural urban population. How many people living at the rural areas? How many people living at the urban areas? Data of 1951, 1991, 2011. Then life expectancy of our country कितना है? Literacy rate कितना है? That also you have to write. So this is again I am telling you most important question from the module 1. Explain the demographic features of India, explain the profile of India's population. Anyway ये question कैसे भी करके घुमा फिरा के कहीं ना कहीं you will find it in your paper. Same way first module का most important second question is poverty alleviation program. This is again I am telling you, this is a highlighted important, very very important question. Maximum paper में the question were there. Poverty alleviation program. Now once you read this program, इसमें से कुछ programs again repeatedly you find it, the government measures to remove the unemployment, the government measures to remove the inequality of India. ये सारे देखो poverty, income inequality and unemployment, ये तीनों में ये प्रोग्राम जो है वो घुमा फिरा के इधर के उधर आप डाल सकते हो. So if you read any one of the answer, you can able to write the three answers. Poverty alleviation program, government measures to reduce the inequality of income, and government measures to reduce the unemployment in India. उसमें से 5 पॉइंट्स कॉमन रखो, बाकी अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन आपको नए नए पॉइंट्स को ऐड करना है. So this is again I am telling you most important question. Explain the poverty alleviation program, means गरीबी हटाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने कौन से प्रोग्राम्स लाए. तो यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ हाईलाइटेड प्रोग्राम्स लिखे which is mandatory you have to write. Again I am telling you ये आंसर में again you have to write the name of the program, उसको हाईलाइट करो, उसको अंडरलाइन करो. अभी what is the main area which you have to cover under this question. जैसे सबसे important program to reduce the poverty currently which is started, newly started program, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. When it was started, आपको जो मैंने ये bullet points दिए हैं that you have to cover. The program is started in the year December 2004. What was the objective to start the program? Under this program, the government want the people who live at the below poverty line, they should get the employment or job opportunities. And for that, they are sure that if we are going to give you the employment to the people more than 100 days. And they started this program. The program was very successful and maximum number of the peoples are benefited because of this, the नरेगा program. तो ये आपको इसमें ऐड करना है. मेन points when it was started उसको ऐड करना है. What was the main objective, you have to add it. Second important program for remove the poverty is Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana. See, when you are going to write this, इसमें नाम में उसका मीनिंग छुपा है स्वरोजगार, यानी खुद एम्प्लॉयमेंट करना. ग्राम, दिस प्रोग्राम इज ओनली फॉर द रूरल एरियाज. तो यहाँ पे आपको मेंशन करना है. नेशनल रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन, दिस ऑल आर द इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोग्राम स्टार्टेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. तो यहाँ पे यू कैन स्टार्ट. द प्रोग्राम इज मेनली फॉर सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट. मीन्स हियर जैसे महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट में दे आर गिविंग द जॉब, But here they are telling the people कि rather than work on the some other field, you can start your own business so that you can give the job opportunities to the people. So this Swarozgar Yojana is about self-employment program. This started in the year 1999. This is also a part of the self-help group where government gives the credit at the subsidized rate, and they are encouraging that the female who the group of the people, they can start their own business where government give you the subsidy, loan, machineries, everything at the concessional rate. So it is part of micro enterprises. Government give the bank credit, government subsidy, ये सब कुछ आपको मिलेगा, and you have to start your स्वरोजगार so that आपका you can give the jobs to the people, so it can automatically help us to alleviate the poverty. Third important program is what? Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana. Started in the year 2001. अभी नाम में ही उसका मीनिंग छुपा है. ग्रामीण गांव को, पूरा गांव को संपूर्ण तरीके से रोजगार देना, डेवलप करना. So this is simply the initiated by the government to develop the villages where they require all round development of the Gramin or rural area. So where they are focused that to create the employment opportunities at the village, provided the better infrastructure facilities, provided the food securities, and they insist the people that you should build up your own assets. Pakka ghar banao, so that the standard of living will improve and help the people. Third one program is what? Again, this is related to the prime minister Gramoday Yojana. Gramoday Yojana means what? They are trying to develop the village. So यहाँ पे they are focusing on the program started in the year 2001, and they are focusing that the health facility, education facility, drinking water facility, the people should get the better shelter, and people should get the better electricity also, means they should get the facility. So this is also one of the important scheme which you have to cover under this alleviation program. And the last one is what? Again, they are focusing on the Gram Sadak Yojana. Again, this is also one way they try to develop the transportation facility where they are build up a good pakka road where the population is more than 500. So once you are connected with the district area, once you are connected with the city, so that the people can travel and they can get the better job also. So this is, again I am telling you, the most important. There is also another program, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, where the people will get, who are the eligible for this? The people who live below poverty line, BPL families, where the public distribution system through they get the food grain. What is meant by public distribution system? Rationing shop. They get the food grain, about 25 kgs of food grain they will get it. So they get the total wheat and rice. Then Annapurna scheme. This scheme is for the senior citizen, where around the scheme was started in the year 2000, and they get 10 kgs of food grain. Then there is also a Indira Awas Yojana, then the Shahari Rozgar Yojana is also there. Then UID scheme government started. This is the Aadhaar card scheme where the your account number is linked with the Aadhaar card, and whatever subsidies you are getting directly, it is deposited in your account. So this is your important question. Remember, student, poverty alleviation program is most important. Once you do this, it will cover your government measures of unemployment also, and government measures to reduce the inequality of income. Then the most another question which is most likely to come in your paper is extent of poverty. That calculate the poverty in India. भाई गरीबी कितनी है इंडिया में, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग को उसको कैलकुलेट करना है. Then how you are going to calculate? They are calculated by the different economists. Say for example, Dr. Professor Minans, Dandekar, Rat, Ahluwalia hai, Planning Commission hai. This. So here table you have to by heart, data you have to by heart, because extend word whenever it is asked in your paper, it means you have to write in the data format. The expected answer आपका data में ही होना चाहिए. So again, this answer में theoretical part you don't have to read only. you have to read the data, and you have to explain it that in the year 1960, the Professor Minhas, economist, who calculated the poverty, and according to him, 37.1% of India's population is live below the poverty line. Then the another studied by the Professor Dandekar and Raj, and they says 40% of our population is live below the poverty line. तो इस तरह से हर एक का आपको एक्सप्लेन करते जाना है. The next again I am telling you ना, मैंने बोला था poverty elevation program, how they eradicate poverty. ये सारे पॉइंट स्कीम्स है जो मैंने पहले लिए. अगेन यू हैव टू राइट इट ओवर हियर. ओके, फिर उसके बाद का चैप्टर है अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन जो ऑलरेडी यूनिवर्सिटी के पेपर में आया हुआ है. नेचर एंड एक्सटेंट ऑफ अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. अगेन एक्सटेंड वर्ड यूज किया है. इट मीन्स यू हैव टू राइट द डेटा कि पहले इतना अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट था, द प्रीवियसली द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट वाज दिस मच, नाउ इट रिड्यूस टू दिस मच, एंड द नेचर. नेचर मीन्स व्हाट? टाइप्स. कौन से टाइप का अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इंडिया में आता है? रूरल आता है, अर्बन आता है, सीजनल आता है, डिस्गाइज्ड आता है, frictional unemployment, structural unemployment. That also you have to write. Then extent of unemployment, you have to write current weekly status आता है, current daily status आता है, unemployment. कितना unemployment है? Usual unemployment, current weekly and current daily unemployment. So that also you have to write in the data format. Okay. Then मैंने कहा था extent of inequality of India, that also you have to cover. ओके, तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट मॉड्यूल जो आपको कवर करना है. मॉड्यूल नंबर 2 में आता है इंडस्ट्री. जैसे मैंने बोला सारे क्वेश्चंस इंडस्ट्री रिलेटेड है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 विच इज मोस्ट प्रोबेबली एग्जाम में आने के चांसेस है. एक्सप्लेन द न्यू इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी 1991. सो यहाँ पे ये क्वेश्चन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. when the what was the expected answer, when the new industrial policy started, why it is considered LPG policy, that you have to cover under introduction. Then you have to write the main bullet point, the features of new industrial policy, abolition of industrial licensing बोलो उसके बारे में, the greater role of private sector, dilution to the role of public sector, how the public sector reduces. पहले 17 industries थे, फिर 8 आ गया. Then now there are only 3 industries under the public sector. Why the government reduced their role? Abolition of MRTP Act. They are now abolished and it comes to the competitiveness or competition act जो आया है. Then you have to write this. Then significant role of foreign investment in technology. Removal of location restriction. Previously it was restriction that you can't set up your industry into the city area. Government give you the location, but now they says anywhere you can set up your industries. But if the population is more than 5,000, you have to go away from the city and you have to set up your industry. So everything was mandatory, but now they are saying now you can set up anywhere. So this is again most important question. ध्यान में रखो ये मॉड्यूल का इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी 1991. Then second important question from the chapter is from the next chapter, role of small scale industry. Role of small scale industry. Again this is most important question. अभी सबसे पहले रोल पूछा है तो अभी आपको इंट्रोडक्शन में और द स्मॉल स्केल के बारे में लिखना पड़ेगा. That the entire industries are divided into the 3 group: micro enterprise, small enterprise and medium enterprise. This is called as a MSME, micro small medium scale enterprises. So इसका जो रिकॉर्ड है वो आपको यहाँ पे दिखना है. दैट कि कितने 25 lakhs के अंदर आपका अगर टोटल कैपिटल है, सो इट इज कम अंडर दिस ग्रुप. 5 crores के अंदर कैपिटल है, इट इज कम अंडर दिस ग्रुप. So you have to write it into the introduction of small scale. Then again you have to write the role of small scale कि भाई small scale industries क्या काम करते हैं. They are giving us the employment opportunities. They help us for capital formation. They help us for equitable distribution of income. Then the resources utilization optimum way they also help us. Balance regional development के लिए वो मदद करते हैं. All this point you have to cover under the role. So this is again I am telling you important question from the exam point of view. Okay. Then next one is what? Major policies. This is also important question. What are the policies and steps taken by the government to promote or to develop the small scale industries in India? Where it is a question comes under like this also. comprehensive policy package of SSI? This is a very important question. Again, I am telling you, ये थोड़ा सा complicated है for reading, but if your answer is very lengthy, so don't do the lengthy answer. Cover 6 to 7 point only and try to write it a very explaining way. You have to focus only 7 to 8 points, not more than that. बट जो पॉइंट्स लिखोगे उसमें अच्छे से कंटेंट डालो, उसमें अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करो, डेटा डालो, एंड यू विल स्कोर द वेरी गुड मार्क्स. तो दिस इज योर कॉल्ड कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव पॉलिसी पैकेज. जैसे इसमें ये जो मेन पॉइंट्स है आई गेव इट, यू हैव टू जस्ट रीड दिस. ये सारे पॉइंट्स इंपॉर्टेंट है विच इज एक्सपेक्टिंग इन योर आंसर. देन नेक्स्ट मॉड्यूल आपका जाता है मॉड्यूल नंबर 3, अगेन विच आई एम टेलिंग यू सर्विस सेक्टर के बारे में है. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो नॉर्मली पूछा जाता है, एक्सप्लेन द नेचर एंड स्कोप ऑफ सर्विस सेक्टर इन इंडिया. सो अगेन इंट्रोडक्शन में आपको सर्विस सेक्टर का मीनिंग यू हैव टू राइट इट डाउन, एंड इंपॉर्टेंट रोल आपको उसका स्कोप यू हैव टू कवर इट. देन इस अगेन मैंने जैसे बोला इसमें हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री आता है. अगेन देयर इज अ ट्रेंड्स ऑफ हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री. अगेन यू हैव टू राइट हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री का एक्सप्लेनेशन दे दो फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन में. देन द डिफरेंट हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री गवर्नमेंट ने जो जो स्कीम्स टू इम्प्रोवाइज द हेल्थ, वॉट एवर द स्कीम्स initiated by the government, that also you have to mention over here. जैसे नेशनल रूरल हेल्थ मिशन गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टेड, प्रधानमंत्री स्वास्थ्य सुरक्षा योजना गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टेड, reproductive and child health program, pulse polio, universal immunization, national AIDS, medical tourism. These main points. See, if your notes is covering more than 9-10 points, focused on 7 to 8 points only, unnecessary ज्यादा लिखोगे, मतलब if you try to cover 10 to 12 points but explanation is 2 to 3 line, then also it will create a bad image. So what I am telling you, try to write 7 to 8 points, maximum 8 to 9 points, stick to the 9 points and try to cover. अगर आपके पास 12 पॉइंट्स है तो 12 को 9 में कन्वर्ट करो और कवर करो सारे पॉइंट्स को. ओके, बट अननेसेसरी आप उसमें कंटेंट लिखो, आप उसमें अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करो, सो दैट द फैकल्टी विल अंडरस्टैंड, टीचर्स विल अंडरस्टैंड एंड दे विल गिव यू द गुड मार्क्स. ओके, फिर इसके ऊपर एक इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन आता है यही मॉड्यूल में टूरिज्म के ऊपर, एक्सप्लेन द रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स इन द टूरिज्म. सो यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट, व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स टेकन बाय गवर्नमेंट टू डेवलप द टूरिज्म. जैसे गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टेड द कोर्स ऑन ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म, सो स्टूडेंट्स विल अट्रैक्टेड, दे विल डू द कोर्स. स्कीम फॉर कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग, वाटर स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटीज government started, so then tourists become attracted. Government started doing FDI, where the foreign hotels will come, they will set up, so that people will attract and they will go for the they can plan their traveling. Then quality and safety standard is also have to maintain. When foreigner comes to India, then it is our duty to protect them, it is our duty. So government also initiated that. Then government started promotion of campaigns, government करते हैं. सो टू अट्रैक्ट, जैसे आता है ना राजस्थान का, देखो टीवी पे एड आता है कि कभी आओ हमारे देश में. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ कैंपेन गवर्नमेंट स्टार्टेड एंड दे ट्राई टू अट्रैक्ट. महाराष्ट्र सरकार का एड आता है, आंध्र का एड आता है. सो दे ट्राई, द पर्टिकुलर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो होता है वो एडवर्टाइज करता है एंड वो अपने टूरिज्म बिजनेस को बढ़ावा देता है. केरला का आता है. सो इस तरह से वो आते हैं. देन टूरिज्म पॉलिसी गवर्नमेंट बनाता है. देन मीन्स स्टैंडर्ड होटल्स का स्टैंडर्ड क्या होना चाहिए, वी यू कैन चीट द पीपल. सो व्हाट आर द रूल्स रेगुलेशन, दैट आल्सो कवर गवर्नमेंट, उसके ऊपर कंट्रोल रखता है. देन नेक्स्ट, सो दिस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. इसमें और एक इम्पोर्टेंट आता है इंश्योरेंस वाला. इंश्योरेंस में IRDA के ऊपर नोट आ सकता है, रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स ऑफ इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर. अगेन दिस इज अ इम्पोर्टेंट question. Okay, then this is the last module, features of money market. This module is covered the money market, banking sector and monetary policy. But this is a very easy module from you because you already learned this in your SY back. Remember, ये पूरा का पूरा मॉड्यूल हाली एक आध दो क्वेश्चन छोड़ के अपने SY back में पूरा सिलेबस को पढ़ा है. So you can easily write it down and as a commerce student आप ये पूरा आराम से पढ़ सकते हो. फीचर्स ऑफ मनी मार्केट, फीचर्स आपको पता है, द मार्केट विच प्रोवाइडेड द फंड फॉर अ शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, दैट इज मनी मार्केट. द मनी मार्केट इज कंट्रोल बाय द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. तो इसके फीचर्स आपको पढ़ने ही है, फीचर्स आते ही है. फीचर्स को सेम क्वेश्चन को अदर वे में आपको लिखना है तो क्वेश्चन आता है, सेम आंसर को अदर वे भी लिख सकते हैं. क्वेश्चन आता है ड्रॉबैक्स ऑफ इंडियन मनी मार्केट. ड्रॉबैक्स, फीचर्स, वन एंड द सेम आंसर आपको लिखना है। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट आंसर है। फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में आता है objectives of monetary policy. This also you learn in your SYBAP. तो इसके लिए मैं हमेशा मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को बताती हूँ कि लास्ट वाला मॉड्यूल आपको ज्यादा पढ़ना नहीं है, बिकॉज ये सारा आपने SYBAP में पढ़ा है। से भी FY से आप ये शॉर्ट नोट पढ़ते आ रहे हो, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट शॉर्ट नोट फ्रॉम योर एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, बिकॉज ये आता ही है, मैक्सिमम बार ये आया है। Yeah, this is the most important question. Don't omit this. This question is bright chance to come in your paper. Explain the recommendation of the Narasimhan Committee for Banking Sector Reform. This question please do, please cover in your paper. आप पढ़ो इसको, ओमिट मत करो। ये कैसे भी तरीके से ट्विस्ट करके अलग फ्रेम में आपको आएगा। Introduce the banking sector reform, introduce the recommendation given by the committee to develop the banking sector. तो इसमें बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स है, वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, बट प्लीज लर्न दिस क्वेश्चन। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू आएगा। जैसे गवर्नमेंट ने नरसिम्हन कमेटी को बना के जो रिपोर्ट लिया, उसके ऊपर गवर्नमेंट ने रिकमेंडेशन के ऊपर, सजेशंस के ऊपर गवर्नमेंट चेंजेस किया, आरबीआई ने चेंजेस किया। सो व्हाट आर द चेंजेस दैट यू हैव टू लर्न फ्रॉम दिस। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है स्टूडेंट्स, प्लीज रीड फ्रॉम एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। देन जैसे मैंने ऑब्जेक्टिव्स डाले हैं, ऑब्जेक्टिव्स तो आप बुक्स के हिसाब से पढ़ सकते हो, आप आराम से उसको कवर कर सकते हो। लेकिन जितना मैंने आपको बताया मॉड्यूल वाइज, प्लीज यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द चैप्टर्स, यू हैव टू सी। जैसे ये फर्स्ट वाले मैंने बताया ना, ये मॉड्यूल वाइज आपको किस तरह से आपको फर्स्ट 5 चैप्टर्स पढ़ने हैं, 12 to 15 को पढ़ना है, 16 17 को पढ़ना है, एंड 20 to 20 और 22 से 25 तक यू हैव टू लर्न। ओके, सो ये सारा आपको फाइनल एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है। सो आई एम गोइंग टू स्टॉप दिस, आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग यू द रिमेनिंग पार्ट। यस, सो मैंने जो अभी पीपीटी आपको शेयर किया था स्टूडेंट्स, 1 मिनट। हाँ मैडम, अच्छा yes, so students, now whatever PPT I showed you, I hope so your doubts will be clear. Just go through what I told you. You have to just do accordingly. जैसे मैंने आपको planning बताया था कि which chapters is important, which question is important, and first of all try to write the entire paper. Don't leave a single question. Complete 75 marks paper लिखना ही है, so that only when you are going to write the entire paper, then only your scoring marks will going to increase, और एल्स आपको परसेंटेज कम आएंगे। सो प्लान अकॉर्डिंगली। जैसे द 2.5 आवर का आपका पेपर है, तो 15-20 मिनट्स आपको एक क्वेश्चन में लगेगा। सो उसके हिसाब से 7 to 8 में एक क्वेश्चन नंबर ए को खत्म करना है, 7 to 8 में मिनट में क्वेश्चन नंबर बी को खत्म करना है। अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू 1 मिनट। हाँ, यस, यू हैव टू सी दैट कि जैसे आपके मॉड्यूल वाइज क्वेश्चंस है, तो आपको मॉड्यूल वाइज उसको पढ़ना ही है और लिखना ही है। ओके, so I hope think I am covering the entire your module. Just you can go through this. ये सारे जो questions है, again I am telling you, these are the most important likely to come questions in your exam, and focus on this. Don't think this is one day or one night study. Economics may require a regular reading, regular writing. Points you have to by heart it. सिर्फ जैसे कि कोई भी पूछेंगे, explain the causes of poverty, explain the government measures to remove the poverty, you have to by heart it. मतलब करो, by heart करो points के लिए, because see you have to cover the entire paper in 2.5 hours. So you don't have a time to think कि मैं सोचूंगा, I will going to think points and then I'm starting. It will what will happen? Your paper is not going to complete it. So first of all, the rule is you have to by heart the data, you have to by heart all the points and write it down. Practice karo. When you start writing it down, then you will understand that this definition I find it very difficult to read, I find it very difficult to write, I don't remember the points, I don't remember the data. So every day morning when you are going to wake up, just read all the points, just read all the data, and try to write your answer in the short, in like बुलेट पॉइंट्स में उसको आंसर को ट्राई टू राइट इट डाउन. सो एग्जाम में आप जस्ट 10 minutes 20 minutes में यू कैन ब्रश इट अप एंड यू कैन इजीली राइट इट इन योर पेपर. ओके, सो I think I hope I everything I clear. So I'm just stop sharing.
It was a wonderful session. Thanks for giving the valuable time. Before giving the word of thanks, I am thanking Almighty God to give glory to have a service that to give guidance to the not only scoring the mark and also what are the mistakes, not mistakes students will not see and they will on the score which will be giving good credit to them. That was noted by you very much clearly and patiently, and every slide was describing clearly about the topics and the matters, and every word was giving motivating to the students how to prepare that hearing paper. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful session on behalf of service. Thanking you again to give your valuable time and have your guidance.
Thank you, madam, and all the best, students. Complete your paper with preparation. Okay, thank you, madam.
For your
Thank you.